What's up? It's been a hot minute since I've come back here and said anything, but I figured I might have had something to say today. YouTube is it's dead. Nothing on YouTube except corporate garbage and news. So, pretty much nothing left on here. So I just kind of come back to revisit some things, and maybe I felt like I was inclined to say something today. I know that there would be people that would appreciate that, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, YouTube is dead. I mean, I haven't gone. I mean, this is the first time I've been back here since I don't know how long I last posted my video. I don't even care. Um, everyone's kind of moved on, you know, done their own thing, and moved on with their lives. Everyone's kind of getting older, I guess, since 5, 10 years ago when it was new, I guess. God, it's been that long, it's been at least 6 years since MGTOW and all that stuff kind of came about, and we met all the people that we did. It's been that long. It's been a long time. A lot has changed in that time, I tell you what. A whole lot of things have changed. People have changed. People have lied. And, just the usual bullshit where people say that, they're your friends or whatever, and then they end up just picking up and disappearing and all that kind of crap. But, it seems like these days that's just business as usual. And I'm sure that's the same way for most people that have lived any extensive period of time and realized that's just business as usual, betrayal and, the nature of this reality. Just business as usual, nothing new there. I'm a bit rusty at this, so, forgive me if I'm not on point. Honestly, I couldn't tell you why I wanted to make a video and post it right now. I really couldn't tell you. Maybe, I guess it has something to do with the fact of current events and, things are kind of going to get bad, so, real bad. So I figured I might feel like I need to say something, just for my own sake, probably. Excuse me. Yeah, just probably for my own sake, and also to maybe say a few things about current, what's going on with me and all that stuff and whatnot. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Um, I pretty much live now, uh, try to live as far away from everything as I possibly can, as far as, you know, stuff that I don't want to get myself involved in, which is, just the way that this world is headed, mainly. You see, the thing is, we always talk about this stuff. We always seem to say, well, how bad things are and whatnot. And we talk about, the nature of reality and how bad things are getting, but nothing ever changes about it. It's just, by the way, God, Mark Zuckerberg looks like a fucking alien. I swear to God, he does. Oh, what a freak. But, we always seem to talk about, this stuff, and nothing ever seems to change because we're dealing with something that people don't understand. But aside from that, that's not the purpose of that. I don't want to get into that. I do want to get into this whole coronavirus bullshit, though, for a minute. Just for a hot minute, though. No, I'm trying not to go on too long with it because, I could sit here all night and talk about it. It doesn't really mean anything, but, the world we knew 3 years ago, people don't understand one thing, and people think they have it all figured out. Oh, that could never happen. They'll never, lock the whole entire goddamn country down and, freaking completely change the fabric of people's existence and what they thought was normal. Oh, that will never happen. People are morons. They don't think, they think everybody thinks they know everything. People think they got it all figured out, you know, and that's because they've been told that they think they have it all figured out. When Obama got into office, everyone said there would never be a black president. Then there was a black president, and then people say, "Oh, that never happened." If you told somebody 5 years ago that there would be a pandemic, whether it was fake or not, that would be released onto the public, they would lock the whole entire country down, crash the economy. People would never ever go back to the normal way of being. You'd be forced to required to wear a mask. You would be psychologically removed from any human interaction, little by little, over a period of time by implementing different strategies like putting up little things of fucking plexiglass and stuff to remove psychologically your ability to interact with individuals, so that was just isolating you from a psychological perspective. If you went and told everybody this stuff, they'd say, "Oh, that never happened. Oh, that never happened. You fucking idiots, it did happen. Happened right in front of your eyes. So now let's take it a step further. What do you think is going to happen in 5 years?" Well, they're going to kill everyone off. That's what's going to happen in 5 years. And the people, "Oh, that never happened." And then they start doing it. It's just the same garbage. People don't listen to anything. If you said in 10 years from now, what is going to be the world when you see it today, and you give your honest opinion, they'd say, "Oh, that never happened." No, they would never do that. They would never do such a thing. And then they do it. And then people go, "Oh." Oh man, this world's such a mess. And you wonder why, the thing is, whatever you're doing now, it's probably best that you keep doing that. Meaning, like, it's like nowadays, I just don't even bother to, I just live in my own world. I order most of my shit online. I don't want to do with the public. See, the thing is, everything, never expect that your own thoughts are your own thoughts. Everything, nothing. People think that their own thoughts are their own. They're not. They're being conditioned since birth to believe what they think and what they perceive in this time. That's one thing to remember. That everything that you think is your own thoughts are not, especially if you're watching or involved in anything regarding the world. You see, you have to be you have to be deprogrammed from all that stuff in order to really understand and be able to, you have to deprogram yourself from that conditioning, that brainwashing or whatever you want to call it, the mind control of what they want you to believe. Every commercial that you see, everything that you see, you go to the store, every commercial that you see, music you listen to, it's all conditioning you to think a certain, to think a certain way in every way at any time, all the time. You see, unless you are completely educated on understanding that and learning how to spot all those things, you're going to fall just right back into it again. Most people are not capable of doing that because it requires a certain kind of mindset that people don't have the discipline to achieve. And that's why most people just fall right back into it, and then, it doesn't achieve anything. That's why this conditioning and this psychological warfare is so perfect. It takes a certain kind of person, and it takes a lot of training and study. When you sit there and be able to watch and look for all of the little things that they're trying to subconsciously and subliminally plant in your head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you have to be able to consciously spot it. It's an effort. It's not something that you can just, you have to put an effort into it. You can't just sit back and go, "Oh, I already know what that is." No, you actually have to sit down and look for it, because these fucking people are sneaky as hell. They'll do, they use all kinds of little tips and things to get you to do certain things, to buy this, and then before you know it, you're at the damn grocery store buying a half a cart full of crap that you didn't expect that you'd walk out of the damn store with. That stuff is all designed to have you do that. You know that. Maybe you don't, but I know that. It's funny, those people you see at the grocery store, mainly older people. They go in there, that whole stereotype. I'm going to the store to buy some milk and some eggs, and then they're leaving. It's like, that's all you get? It's milk and eggs? It's funny. Maybe those are the smartest people. They just go in there to buy milk and eggs, and then they leave because they realize everything else is just designed to get them to buy something. Who knows? Nowadays, all I eat is fish and meat and chicken. I don't even, everything else is poison pretty much. Always has been. It's just poison, sugar and crap and fake food. Those things, it's funny. I mean, it's stuff like, to me, this is all just common sense. And I've known this for a long time. But but I have to remember sometimes that most 99%, let's just get down to it, not most, but 90 as in all, 99% of the people don't realize this. But those bag of chips that you buy at the store, those Dorito chips or whatever, and it has like 5,000 ingredients on the back of the goddamn label. That's not real food, you don't add all that shit into real food. Real food should maybe consist of one ingredient, which is what the food is. For God's sake almighty. But people say, you go to ask somebody, well, open up your pantry and tell me, is there any, you got any food? And they go, yeah. And then you open it up and it's a fucking bag of Dorito chips and a whole bunch of crap in there. It's like, that's not food. That's what that is chemically manufactured ingredients. It's chemically manufactured food to make it. What it is a bunch of chemicals in the shape of whatever it is that is what they call food. And then they sprinkle a bunch of more chemicals on it and they call that food. And to make it taste like something. It's not food. No real food should have a laundry list of ingredients on the back of it so long that you don't even know how to say or pronounce what the hell is in what you're eating. Then you shouldn't eat it. And that's why you see everybody around walking around like a bunch of freaking zombies, and looking like zombies too, for that matter. So nowadays I just eat meat and chicken and fish, and then I usually eat it with rice or something like that. And you're more healthy off that way too. I love ice cream, I love desserts and stuff like that, and that's all fine. But, you know, people just are sick. I don't even know where I was going with that. I just felt like I needed to rant about that. So nowadays I just go to the grocery store and I just buy steak and chicken and fish, and that's all. Everything else, and maybe I'll get like some dessert, and everything else is just like secondary products, you know. But going back to what I was saying earlier, people don't ever expect that something is going to happen really bad, we're just dealing with children here. Most of the public are just, they're not even children. Children at least have an imagination and a curiosity and some kind of life in them. People don't even have that anymore, for God's sake. So you're just dealing with just idiots. But don't ever expect that your thoughts are your own thoughts. They're not. There was this one guy I used to listen to, a podcast. Can't listen to him anymore. He keeps using these little stupid catchphrases and slogans. It pisses me off, and I don't like it. So I can't. So my quality of life isn't that good. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for people like myself to try to find any kind of anything to relate to anymore, really, because of my mindset and just seeing everything for what it really is. It's hard to relate or to connect with really anything anymore, because I'm just too far in outer space, they would say. It's hard to live a normal life, which it's not normal to begin with, really. So it's tough. It's hard. But, you're better off doing whatever you're doing. You're better off living your own life and away from the public. That's the thing. Uh, um, you know, you're better off. See, the thing is, it's that old saying, don't follow the crowd. Wherever the crowd goes, wherever everybody else goes, go the opposite way. There's a reason for that. And so if you're doing that, you're better off. And whatever road that might be, it might be a pretty lonely one, but you're better off. You're better off doing that than being around the rest of these imbecilic people who don't even know what the hell kind of world they live in, or for that matter, what kind of world they're about to live in, or about to expect, which leads me to the COVID thing. People don't understand that the world that they're going to be living in is going to get so bad, and they are going to get so raped in the ass on so many different levels, and they don't even realize it, because they can't comprehend it. They have no idea at all what kind of situation they are going to encounter in the next months to come. Because you see, it used to be like, oh, in the next several years, things are moving so fast because things are lining up to how they need it to line up, that um, things are moving so quickly you can't even say years. It's within a matter of months, if not weeks, to come, because things are happening so quickly. But people have no clue, man. They have no clue. And so you're on your own. And that leads me to another thing that I have been battling with my mind. It's rare these days to have friends. A lot of people, I probably have maybe two or three real friends. Everybody else is either an acquaintance or a colleague, and that's all that they are. They are not friends. But as far as real friends that I can rely on, and like if something happens and I actually needed to ask for help, I got maybe three people, excluding my family, which I already have if I needed help from them, yes, they would help me. But the relationship bond is not very good. But I have that. So excluding family, I have maybe three friends that if something went really bad, I could actually ask them for help. And with those three friends, I don't even talk to them that much anymore. My point is, it's rare to have friends in this time in our life, in society, in this world. It's rare. So if you're out there and you say, "Well, I'm lonely. I don't have friends," you're lucky if you got one. You're lucky if you have one. And that's just the unfortunate situation that we face. Because you know what, the damn I'm sorry, the damn people that run these masters that run this reality, these frickin' evil scumbags, have destroyed everything. They have destroyed the value of family, which brought camaraderie amongst one another. It gave people a purpose. It gave people a reason to provide, which gave them a purpose to go to work. You see, but the thing is, you see, we have to understand something, that it never used to be in the sense of what it is now. In the sense of, if you go to work, you're just a slave and you work till you die, and it never ever really leads to anywhere. But at one point, there was a sense of value that was had amongst a family unit, and having children, having a wife or a kid or a family, it was a family. And so the thing is, you worked to provide for your family, and it was appreciated for the most part amongst you and your family, that you had. It gave you a sense of purpose to procreate, your DNA in the sense of you know, keeping the lineage going of humanity, for God's sake. But you see, nowadays they've destroyed that. So the value of family is gone. So we got no. They destroyed the family unit basically. They destroyed any kind of relationships between human beings with the internet, which um, completely took away the young generation's ability to communicate with one another. So they can't even communicate. If you don't believe me, go up to somebody within the age range of 18 to 20, middle 20s, and ask them how things are going and how's life, and talk to me. How are you? They will say three words: I'm fine, I'm doing okay. They don't know how to communicate, okay, because their ability to communicate has been taken away by a reconstruction of what it means to communicate with another human being by replacing that with technology and AI and the internet. You honestly sit down and try to have somebody have a conversation with you at that age range, forget about it. It's impossible because they don't know how to communicate. All they know, if you ask somebody and you try to relate to another person and ask them, how are you really doing? They just say, oh, I'm fine, and you? And that's it. That's the goddamn extent of the whole fucking conversation as far as the fucking thing goes. That's not a goddamn conversation. That's nothing. That doesn't go nowhere. So don't tell me, that this shit hasn't affected people. I'm just seeing this thing on the news now. SpaceX crews dock with International Space Station. Yeah, that's a lot of horse fucking shit. And apparently Baby Yoda plays a key role in the historical space mission because it floats around the fucking space. This is just fucking a bunch of imbecilic nonsense to feed to the public. You see, I can see the nonsense, but, to the average idiot, they think this stuff's funny or cute or some crap. I don't. I think it's sick, and I think it's really, it's psychological warfare, you know? And apparently Dolly Parton just gave $1 million to the Moderna vaccine research program. Well, that's fucking great. That's real good. You think that's fucking good? It's terrible. It's a horrible thing. These people are investing into these people are putting up money because they're investing in the realization of the demise of humanity because they know it's not going to matter anymore. And I hate to be that grim, but god damn it, you want the truth, you come in and get it. Don't come to my channel say, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I never have. I'm telling you like it is. These people are investing that money into those companies because they know what's coming and they're aware that everyone's going to get it and then it's going to cascade into another thing. But aside from that, I'm not going to try to get everybody too depressed. I mean, I have to be careful with what I say sometimes. I can be too straightforward. Some people appreciate it, most people don't. Honestly, I don't care, but there's certain people that I do care about what they think of me because I am a human being and I still have some relevance to whatever friendship I might have with some people. Otherwise, fuck it. So what happens when you live in this world? You become cynical and jaded because you start to, and the thing about it is you become like that because you start to realize that you've been lied to for so you once you realize you've been lied to for such a long time, you get pissed off about everything because you realize you're just getting lied to all the time. You're getting scammed and cheated and lied to. And this whole, pretending like it doesn't exist and go live a happy, free life in the fucking forest somewhere isn't really working out too well, because it doesn't change anything, and you care about the fact of what's going on, because it's going to affect you inevitably, and then you're going to have to make a decision about what you're going to do about it, because you're not an idiot and you're not brainwashed like the rest of the fucking zombie public. One bit of advice I could tell you is, spend time with your family, whatever remnants of family you have. You might not have the best relationship with them, but the fact is they're your family. Unless the relationship we have with them is so bad, whatever. But spend time with your family. If your parents are still around, make up whatever indifferences you have with them, because you know what, it's important, especially nowadays with what we're going through in this society, which is, well, I guess, what I really wanted to talk about. You need to spend time with the people you care about, your family and whatever loved ones you got around you, and spend some time with your friends, because what's coming is going to change everything forever, and it's going to get really bad. And the thing is, I'm going to piss off a lot of the and I don't care, which is why I'm going to say it, but I'm going to piss off a lot of the people out on my channel. But I'm sorry to tell you, I don't pay attention to the channel anymore, so I don't really care. But I'm going to piss off a lot of you guys out there that are the Christians and all this stuff by telling you this. I'm going to tell you something right now. When it comes down to the fact that they're going to starve everyone to death, and you say that you're not going to roll over to it, very very few people have the mental strength and the desire, or the not the desire, but the determination to carry through with resisting something like starvation, when they say something like, if you don't do this, we're taking your food away, and we're going to shut your bank account off, and you're not getting shit because you're not going to do such and so forth. Very few people have the ability or the mental strength to carry through with the fact that they're going to outlive or outlast such a threat. Do you understand what I'm saying? So how does that tie into the religious thing? Well, a lot of people say, well, all I need is God, See, here's the thing. I firmly believe that there's a higher power and that there is a creator out there. I believe that. But the thing about that is, a lot of people are just a lot of talk, and that's what I meant to say. A lot of people are just a lot of talk and no action. So when it comes down to the fact where things get really, really, really bad, and let's say, for example, starvation sets in, and there's no food, and they say, well, you know what, we can give you some food if you do this. And whatever that is that they want you to do is, like, let's say, for example, taking a vaccine or turning in your guns or something like this, some of these hot button topics, right? And you say, and you're starving to death, most people are going to cave in because they don't have the strength. And all that religious stuff about you being, you know, all I need's Jesus, and I'll be just fine. Well, a lot of those people are full of shit, because a lot of those people are going to cave in. They're not going to have the mental capacity and the mental fortitude to deal with the fact that if they don't cave in, they'll starve to death. Starvation is one of the absolute worst things you could possibly go through. It's horrible. A lot people are not mental, especially, I mean, God almighty, look around you. You think these people around you are gonna say, well, fuck you, and I'm not taking it, because I have a belief system that I believe is true to me, and if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. And if that means that I'm willing to stand up for that, meaning that I'm going to starve to death because I'm not willing to give up a certain things that I don't believe is right, then so be it. A lot of people do not have that mental ability to do so. So my point is, a lot of these people are going to cave, as in the majority of the people are going to cave when their loved ones and their wives and their children And all these other people are out there, you know, um, when you start going hungry and there's no food, but it means like you can't give up your guns because they say, well, if you give up your guns, we'll give you some food. And you say, no, I'm not going to do it. Most people don't have that. That's mental strength. They don't. So my point is, they know how to push everybody's buttons. They know how to push everybody's buttons around here. Very few people have that kind of mental strength and willpower to get through something such as that, and dying in the worst possible way for what they believe in, truly what they believe in. Most people don't have that ability. Most people are going to cave right then and there. Once they start getting hungry, um, it's over. You watch and see what happens. You just watch. All that Jesus talk will go right out the window. Unless you're one of those, unless you're a true person who really does believe in a higher creator and believes that maybe that creator said, uh, if you don't, if you do this, it's going to jeopardize our relationship, meaning your relationship with the creator, because of something that's going to happen. Um, then in that case, that's on you. But most people don't have that ability to stand up for something and have that kind of responsibility to do so. So enough of that. I just wanted to talk about that. So I'm probably going to piss everybody off with that one. I don't really give a shit. I don't care. I think it's important to say it, so I did. We're going into a very dark time, and people need to be, people meaning those that are aware, not the public. I don't mean people as in the public. I mean whichever handful of you people out there that realize all this stuff and really truly understand it and have been living a different life as a result of it and not just willfully being ignorant because of it and trying to pretend like everything's normal, and you're not actually taking steps to prepare yourself. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you people out there. We're going to be going through a really hard time, and the world is going to turn south real fast because of it, and people are going to hate you for it. So just be aware that that's why I mentioned, spend time with your family if you got them. Spend time with your family and spend time with those that you love that are close to you. It's important. And stick to your guns. Make a plan and stick to it. You have a plan, set up a plan in motion that you say, if it gets to this point, this is what I'm going to do. And stick to it and do not deviate from it, because if you deviate from it, it's over. You've got to stick to your plan. And that's my advice to you right now with where we're at. I hope everybody's doing okay. And, hang in there. It's tough. It's hard. Right now, things are bad. And it's only going to get worse. I always say that, and a lot of people do. But it's the truth. But hang in there. Don't. I'm past the point of wanting to just kill myself because of the fact that I'm so unhappy. I'm so past that now. I'm just like, you know what? Now, fuck it. I'm staying. It's like, when you invest so much of your energy into something, you can't just leave it there. It's like um, it's just you can't leave it there. I have invested so much of myself and I've gone through so much emotional upheaval in my life as a result of what I know. I can't just say, well, fuck it, I'm just done. I can't do that for moralistic reasons that I have with myself personally, and I can't do that because I've invested too much energy into this thing to just give up. So I'm past the point of some people out there are depressed because of what's going on. I'm past that now. I don't even give a shit anymore about being depressed or any of that. Yes, there's times I get unhappy, but now I just see things. I see things much more clearly. I'm focused now, which is why talking about this stuff does not depress me. But it might depress a lot of you out there because you're not at that point yet. For me, I'm past that point now. It doesn't depress me to speak about these things because I've been so focused in on it for so long. It does not upset me to think about it. Ah, shit, I forgot what I was going with that. But I hope people are doing well. I do hope people are doing well. I hope you're doing okay. And if you feel like you're getting, especially nowadays where there's no end in the tunnel, just there might not be an end in the tunnel. There might not be a way out of this thing. It might just go down straight to hell and that's it. But the one thing that you have left is your humanity for one another. The minute that that's gone, it's gone, and that's it. But I will tell you this, there might not be a light at the end of the tunnel. There might not be a way out. But you know what? You stick. But the thing at that moment, if there's no way out and you got nowhere else to go, you got two things left. Whatever relationship you have with a higher power, you can call it that. You can call that God. You can call that the Father, a Creator, whatever it is. You got that relationship. And the second thing is you have what you stand for what you believe. If there's nowhere else to go and you got no light at the tunnel and everything's going straight to hell, that's all you got left at that moment. And that's what you got. You got whatever relationship you have with a higher source, and you've got your own beliefs and what you're going to do about it. So keep that in mind. You're not all hope is gone. You got those two things. Keep that in mind, and I hope you guys will survive the winter. Um, it's going to get rough. Hang in there and be prepared. It's good to hear from everybody else again, and I hope everybody's going to do okay. And it's got to do with more bullshit as usual. Take care.